Hi guys, I'm Bailey. Thanks for clicking on my channel. If you're new, then welcome. I do a lot of natural mama videos, birth, like natural labor, birth videos, some fun videos and things like that with my husband. I've actually gotten a lot of messages about my natural childbirth series. I know some people are kind of at that stage where they're thinking about getting pregnant or they're pregnant and they're trying to go about it as naturally as possible and they're getting ready for their labors. So if you are one of those women, I want to share my tips again with you today. I want to talk about natural ways to induce labor. If you're interested in seeing what I did to induce my labor naturally that worked, then just keep watching.
Beautiful sunrise, good morning. Never have my eyes things so amazing. The colors of the clouds around you reflect the beauty of your arrival. Beautiful sunshine.
Induction, basically what induction is if you're not going into labor naturally and it's time for that baby to come out, induction is a way to kind of get the process kick-started, get labor moving and things like that. I really wanted to go into spontaneous natural labor. I did not want to have to be induced because I knew that could lead to other interventions. I scheduled an induction 15 days after my due date. So if you guys are like at that point where you're so freaking pregnant and you just want that baby out of you, if you go into labor naturally and that's what you wanted, then that's amazing. But if you don't, hi baby, and you need to be induced, that's okay too. It's hard to be super pregnant and to hear those words like don't stress about when your baby's gonna come, because I've been there, trust me. I always said it was like somebody told me that they were coming to pick me up at 8 a.m. and I was standing at the end of my driveway and they never showed up and they didn't tell me if they were coming or not, and I just stood there waiting and waiting. Forms of induction that occur in the hospital are Cervidil, which is something that they put on you to ripen your cervix and kind of get things moving. A lot of times after they give you Cervidil in the hospital, they'll send you home and they'll say, okay, like walk around, try to keep moving, and then hopefully it will kickstart labor. That's kind of the first step. If that doesn't work, a lot of times they will use Pitocin, which is a medication that is supposed to kind of mimic the effects of oxytocin and to cause your uterus to contract. So contractions produced by Pitocin can be a lot stronger than your natural contractions. I knew that Pitocin contractions are like, they can be back to back to back to back with no break. They can be a lot more intense. I'm not saying that you can't have a natural birth with Pitocin, because you still can. It's completely possible. If you do plan on having a natural childbirth, contractions are completely manageable when they're just natural contractions that your body is producing on its own. That I had a lot of raspberry leaf tea. So I didn't start drinking it until I was full term, but when I did drink it, I drank like at least 3 a day. This tea isn't the best tasting tea. Like, I wouldn't drink this for leisure. Red raspberry leaf strengthens the uterus and the pelvic wall. Something else I consumed throughout the entire duration of my pregnancy were medjool dates, and I would eat 6 a day. And I know that sounds crazy because medjool dates and dates in general are high in sugar. Keep in mind the sugar is natural sugars from fruit, so it's not like you're taking in all of these artificial sugars. Women who ate 6 dates a day in their pregnancy had shorter labors. Women who eat dates during pregnancy have higher cervical dilation and intact membrane, so their water didn't break spontaneously. I also purchased evening primrose oil. Evening primrose oil contains prostaglandins, which are a hormone-like substance that help ripen your cervix, which kind of gets you ready for labor. So I purchased evening primrose oil, and as I always do, I did a ton of research on it and then saw some studies that said it increased their likelihood of postpartum hemorrhaging, which is bleeding after you have a baby. And that scared me a little. I don't know if the research study was something that was like significant enough to cause an issue, but my midwife said that they were completely on board with evening primrose oil tablets. It's kind of like a vitamin that you take daily, so they were fine with me taking it. I was skeptical, so I didn't. What's wrong? Are you having fun? I was skeptical, so I didn't take it at first, and then I was like, you know what? This baby's not coming. Let's just do it. So I did end up taking it the last 2 weeks or maybe a week and a half, and I did not hemorrhage or anything like that. 2 other things that you can do are intercourse and nipple stimulation. Semen actually contains prostaglandins. Castor oil is a classic induction method. Now, I never did this, and I was skeptical about it because it has a laxative effect, so it causes loose bowels, basically, and it can also cause cramping in the stomach. Now, they say these cramps can kind of send women into labor because it stimulates the uterus to contract. The problem with the loose bowels that come with it is dehydration. When you're in labor, you want to be really well hydrated, and if you're constantly just flushing yourself out, it can be easy to become dehydrated. Moderate exercise is a great way to get things moving, even when you're in labor too. What I think really worked for me was acupuncture. So 5 days after my due date, I decided I'm gonna go and make an appointment at an acupuncture clinic. So I found this clinic that specializes in acupuncture for fertility and for inducing labor, and I thought, oh my goodness, that is perfect. That's what I'm all about. Acupuncture is really great. It doesn't hurt at all. Like, I know it looks very invasive, but the needles are so fine that, trust me when I say, you don't even feel them, and it's actually a really relaxing thing. Like, they say give it 48 hours, and if you don't go into labor, come back and we'll do it again. So I went, and less than 48 hours later, I went into labor, and so I was really happy, and I didn't have to be induced in the hospital. So anyways, I hope this video helped you guys. Go out and make an appointment at an acupuncturist. I loved my experience, and I hope that you do too. And try those other methods to get labor kick-started. Make sure you don't do it until you're full term. Just in case you do go into labor, you want to make sure baby is 100% ready to come out. And I really hope that these tips help you and that they put you into labor. And I just want to say, if you're really pregnant, Kai is so funny. He's been so patient. If you're really pregnant and you're feeling like your baby's never gonna come, that is so normal, and I promise you that your baby will come and everything will be okay. Just stay optimistic. I know that's hard. And if you're a first-time mama, keep in mind that the average duration of pregnancy lasts 8 days after your due date. If you want to have a natural childbirth, don't let somebody convince you to have an induction right away unless it's medically necessary. I hope this helped you, and I hope it works out for you in your labor and deliveries, no matter how you bring your baby into this world. So happy delivering, happy inducing, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys! You want to say bye? You want to say bye, my sweet pea?
Beautiful sunrise. Good morning. Never